all of this mumbo jumbo. Whatever they put in my head, I'm glad they put it there, boy, because they sure hooked me up. Yes, indeed. Glad as I can be. And so, can you follow this over here? Can you follow that over here? Follow that up here, down here. I said, this is a medical examination. The guy, the civilian, wanted to know, and he's looking to see my responses. The exact same medicine, the exact same thing they would do every morning and in the afternoon over at GW. Squeeze my hands. How do you feel? What's your name? What city are you in right now? Say, hell, I'm in Phoenix. What you talking about? He wants to know. That's how ridiculous everything has gotten. That's how out in the open. What's so good about all this? It's all out in the open. It's all out in the open. So, strategic situational leadership, rise to the occasion of our time, outgrow oppressors and become competitors. Strategic innovation, move from oppressed, which we were, to competition. That's what we are now, competition with the system. But we are also now predators. We are predators. We stalking the white man. He ain't stalking us no more. Oh, he can mess with you, but he ain't stalking nobody. He just ain't stalking nobody. Number one, nobody cares about him. Nobody cares about life, death, or anything. That's the beautiful thing about getting hit upside the head and sitting there all day like that. Your mind is working. Boy, it's working good. But your mouth, you can't say nothing for a while. So you say, when I do move, that's it. You can call it a day. That's the beauty of this whole thing. That's what it is. I said they knocked some sense into my head. They knocked sense into my head. Period. Strategic management, what are the characteristics of Islamic liberation struggle? Whatever they are, our strategy and tactics emerge out of those characteristics. Historical behavior patterns, historical accountability. One thing about it, it's always been a pattern of encirclement and suppression in DC, in Oakland, in London. Everywhere there's been a pattern of behavior. Encirclement and suppression, or by encirclement of the rich Muslims over the poor Muslims. The management of the poor Muslims by the rich Muslims. Encirclement of humanity by the professional encircler. Okay. Encirclement of Imam al-Alim. Encirclement of Dr. Kaleem Siddiqui, Zafar Bandash, Muhammad Al-Asi, all of them bums. Masood Chowdhury, Islamic, whatever they call
Human rights.
Human rights. Every last one of them was encircling Dr. Kaleem Siddiqui. That's why when we left the airport in Johannesburg, 2 days later, Dr. Siddiqui died. We left on the 16th, he died on the 18th or the 19th of April. Sister Bahia kept asking me, what is he trying to tell you? I said, I don't know. He was clear what he was telling me. I'm depending on you, not the others, this, that, and other. Why? He knew who had the game that he was giving out. He knew who had it. Because we discussed it all the time. We almost argued sometimes. I said, Doc, that ain't gonna work, man. You gotta be too intellectual, Doc. You gotta do this. But at every conference, he would say, I'm depending on you. Because he knew they was intellectuals. Wasn't dependent on Muhammad Al-Asi. These guys talk, chit-chat, chit-chat. jumbo, mumbo, jive. That's all they do. You don't ever see them do nothing. What have they ever done? Chit chat dollywall. That's all they do. So, can you imagine in '96 what they got to do now? They see that Dr. Kaleem Siddiqui that handed this whole show to me. They got to undermine it. And that's what they did. They undermined everything all the time. If I was going to South Africa, I'd get sent somewhere else. The Islamic Institute, the Masjid Chadri, that crew, they would send me to Zurich, Switzerland for nothing. I go there, there ain't no conference. What's the conference? Conference? So I stay there a couple of days and come on back home. Say, hey man, y'all sent me on a wild good trip. We'll pay for it. You'll pay for it. What about disrupting my schedule? Or sending me off to Sri Lanka, somewhere where they would think that you're not going to find out anything, but in reality, you getting game, the nigga get game wherever you go. You don't, not the Negro, the African American, that is. Endurance, tenacity, tolerance. We have to show what's possible. Sometimes you have to use feigning incapacity. You know what feigning incapacity is? Oh, it's pretend. Oh, Lord Jesus, I just can't get me. You know, youngsters talking crazy to you. Lord, they gonna get me. It's feigning incapacity. You're very capable. But feigning incapacity, you pretend like you can't do nothing until they get up on you. Psycho-spiritual campaign, we talk this a lot because in Oakland we've declared spiritual jihad. Why? Because the white man don't know nothing about spirituality, so we got him fighting on the battlefield he don't know nothing about. Simple as that. That's why it's spiritual jihad. We don't use, you cannot provoke us to do something that we don't want to do. You can't provoke us. This is what the clowns do. Khadijah and what's her name? That's all they do. They're trying to provoke us. When they can provoke us, right, then they can be in charge. Let me give you an idea about these folks. This is November 13th, 2017. OPD was dispatched to 8210 MacArthur Boulevard, which is the same building as 8208, for reports of criminal threats. Information included that suspect Reams had been making threats to take out RP, whoever that is, on YouTube video, and that secondhand information placed Reams in the Masjid at the moment. Now, does anybody remember any threats from these things here? No. They're just saying that, and the police, remember, you see who the police team is now. Further information said that the suspect is known to have guns, has 2 shotguns in his vehicle which he drove from DC. Now, Black Lives Matter. Who would tell a white police that there is a nigger that got 2 shotguns that just come from DC? Who would do that? What kind of low-down rat, as we call it, would do that? And then you've been fighting the police all your life, and especially in Oakland. Let's see what else they say. Now, at this time, they have a military vehicle outside and the SWAT team. When I open the door, there's that red light. There it is, right on me. This is November 2017. when officers arrived, they contact reporting party Saqila Mujahid, wife of victim Mukhtar Mujahid. Mukhtar is a victim. He's not a masjid stealer or a criminal. Everything he's doing, has done, is a crime. Everything. She informed officers that Reams had been threatening her via social media, that Reams was founder of Masjid al-Islam, but that he had been voted out. You should have saw the jury. The jury was out for 15, 20, okay, let's say a half hour. I was just found innocent on everything. The Negro just couldn't tell the truth. I mean, and he shot dogs. He didn't put out, look, there's so many things that we don't want to get into it right now. Let's stick with this. Co-founder of Masjid, but that had been voted out January 20, 2014. They asked Mukhtar, when did you vote Mr. Reams out? 2013. Said, well, before you said it was 2015. When was it? Well, 2014, I guess. So did you put any, for a board of directors meeting? Said, did you put up, as declared, did you put up posted signs 2 weeks before saying there would be a board meeting? No. He said, this piece of paper that you have is a computer-generated piece of paper signed by your wife. Isn't that right? He said, the board of directors, where are they? Where are they at? Where is your board of directors? What are you talking about? And you use this to access the accounts. Of course, we'll get all the money back. Don't worry about that. Plus millions. We also, they can't do that. They just can't do it. They can't take my account, our account, and give it to, they can't do that. Especially, it's just a little piece of paper. Computer, the lady called it computer generated, the lawyer called it was a computer generated paper signed by your wife. Isn't that what it was? And why can't you remember when it was? Did you vote him out in 2013, 2014, or 2015? Well, I was just thinking and I thought that it was. And then about this stuff right here, about the property. They say, you just gave the district attorney some pictures with passport, my pictures, passport, driver's license. You know, where sometimes you copy your stuff just to have. He said, where did you get that? He said, he sent it to me. The jury was looking and thinking. He sent it to me. So it was hilarious. You know what the judge told me when he cleared the court? He said, Mr. Reams, I don't think you ought to testify. I said, y'all are trying to set me up, Judge, man. Y'all trying to, the lawyers, the bailiff, everybody is saying, because they all in it, man, just let it ride. So I'm playing with them. So I don't know. The jury went out at 3:18 or something. They was back before 4 o'clock. Not guilty of nothing. That he had lied about everything. Simple as that. Threats. So they don't, anyway, when officers arrived, they contacted us quickly. I just read that. This is just one paper. We got the whole, we're going to call them the Musa papers. Like Pentagon papers. Yeah. We got, look here, we got stacks of all of the stuff. Let's see what we got here. Defendant did not comment about that. Another officer spoke with Mr. Mujahid, who said that Mr. Reams had posted videos on social media stating that that he would 187 Mujahid and his wife. 187, you know. You remember? Now they don't have to prove nothing.
I was going to say
they don't. They're saying they said. They don't ask me. Remember, I got the doggone deed to the property with my name on it. Can you imagine? I got the deed to the property. All the property, I got the deeds to them. And it just so happened that the deed to the Masjid has Masjid al-Islam and the tax for Clarence Reams, The organization is in my name. It don't have nothing to do with them. Nothing. But you got to remember, if you want to set people up, you have to set them up all the way. You got to have everybody out there, remember, with their butts sticking up there in the air with like baboons. This is what's happening with them. That's what they're doing right now. Let's see. And Reams had gotten the green light to take out the Mujahids. Reams was contacted exiting the building through the front door.